And we'll be using for a topic today. Don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. Look at somebody and say, keep the faith. Yeah, don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. Amen. Starting at verse 22, it says, immediately Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and go ahead of him to the other side. While he dismissed the crowd, after he dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. But the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. It's a ghost, they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid. All right. Lord, if it is you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. Come, he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. When he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. You of little faith, he said, why did you doubt? And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. Now may the Lord have blessing to the reading, hearing, but especially the doing of his holy word. Amen, somebody? Amen. Please be seated. We're using for a topic today, don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. Don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. Y'all would have been distracted. You're supposed to be doing something, and it was working, that you should have been really paying attention. And you were supposed to be doing something happened over there, and it got your mind off what you're supposed to be doing. And that time you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, you're doing something else. That you lost sight of what you're supposed to do. Distracted means having one's thoughts or attention drawn away. Unable to concentrate or give attention to something or someone that you can't stay focused. Can't stay focused. Y'all don't see these people that can't stay focused. You start off doing something, you sit out there and talk about it and get a plan together and say, this is what we gonna do. And that thing go for a plan, you get off the ground, they doing something, they're like, wait. We're supposed to be doing, being together. We're going to go to the store and we're going to get some water, and then we're going to put it in the back of the truck and we're going to bring it back to the church. But then when we start off leaving, instead of going to the store, you're going a different way. When you got started, you already got distracted. I don't know what it was that got you distracted, but sometimes little old bitty things can happen sometimes, to get you right off, what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes it's big things. Say if a gunshot that happened right now inside the church, everybody, they think about me preaching no more. They kind of like, where the shot come from? You can get distracted real easy now. Their distractions happen all the time. I think about in 2 Kings chapter 5, there was a man named Naaman, and he was a commander in the Arab army. He had leprosy. And he wanted to get cured of his leprosy. And there was a girl had told him, say, if you want to go down to Samaria and see the prophet down there, he could kill you of your leprosy. So anyway, Naaman, he went and talked to the king, and got permission from the king. Can I go down there and see if I get cured from the leprosy? He said, yeah, go ahead. My blessings on him. And he gave him the letter and everything. So yeah, go ahead and go. But when Naaman went down there, the prophet sent word out to him by his servant. He said, go dip in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh will be restored. No, that's that simple. He didn't come telling himself. But Naaman, he was a commander in the army, and he used to people, he was a high-ranking official, and he used to people, get ready to give him some respect. You don't just talk, send your servant out to tell me something. You got to come to me face to face and talk to me the way a man talk to a man, okay? But now, he didn't do that. So anyway, they said Naaman, he went off on a rage. He was mad. Okay, well, why did he go off on a rage, because he had went all the way back down, to where he lived at. And when the people saw him, they saw that he still had lips and everything. But say, the girl that said it was a prophet down there, the prophet killed him. What happened, How did you get distracted? There's a reason that you didn't get killed. Did he tell you what to do to get killed? He said, yeah, go to Jordan 7 times. But he said, ain't not the rivers over here where we live at cleaner than theirs? Why ain't gonna tell me to dip in the bed of Jordan 7 times, Surely I thought the man of God would at least come out and wave his hands over me, and call on the name of his God, give me a lesson. Yeah. But, he didn't do what the prophet told him. He said, go dip in the Jordan 7 times. But he got distracted. Because in his own mind, he was thinking that he knew better what the prophet should have did than the prophet himself should have did. A lot of times, if God ain't 16 sharp, we'll tell him what he needs to be doing. Ain't somebody? We can get so distracted about different stuff and doing stuff, that say he should have came out there and waved, called on the name of his God and waved his hands on the spot, and then went ahead and, took care of the But look, he got distracted, but once he went ahead and did what the prophet had told him to do, he got killed. So a lot of times, it's us, the one keeping ourselves from getting blessed, because it ain't somebody else distracting us. Sometimes it's us distracting ourselves. We don't even know what God tells us in his word to do. Amen, somebody? I think about in 1 Samuel 17 when David met Goliath. Yeah, Goliath, man, stood over 9 feet tall. David was a shepherd boy. And David, he had went down there to the battle lines. He had heard them talking about, that what the king would do for the man who would, get rid of Goliath. And David, Goliath, David just happened to be down on the 40th day. The 40th day of completion. He had to be down on the 40th day when Goliath came out there talking trash. What all he had do to the armies of the Israelites and send somebody out here to fight me and everything. Come on. Y'all scared of what? He was talking all this trash. But anyway, David, he heard it and said, look, this man has defied the armies of the living God, the God of Israel, He told the king, he said, don't lose heart. Your servant, I'll go out and fight. And the king gave him all his arm and everything, and David walked around and it was too much for him. He said, I ain't used to this here. But he said, let me find out what I'm used to and everything. He said, David, he had a sling, slingshot, and he got 5 smooth stones. But look here, we're talking about not being distracted. David was not distracted. David had complete confidence in God. He knew he could take it. Y'all want to be in a fight with somebody before. Somebody probably. And it's probably you probably gonna pick no fight with somebody gonna beat you up either. That you know gonna take you. But look, we don't go by size or nothing like this here. We go by, you just have to have that confidence that you can take it. David had that confidence. But now, when they got ready to fight, said David, he went down there to the line, so he ran down there. He walked down there, he ran toward the line. And Goliath lifted him over and said, you come out here with me, get sticks and stuff like I'm a dog or something. And he said, I'm gonna feed your flesh to the birds today. But David said, you coming out here against me with a javelin and everything, but I come out to you against the name of the living God. He said, today I'm gonna feed your flesh to the birds. And he said, I'm gonna cut your head off too. Told him all that, But then, when David, he didn't have no sword and all that. He just had a slingshot. But I could just see it in my mind. And David started winding that sling up. You know, they got some airplanes, you know, that they don't need a runway to take off. That the plane, they got engines on. And them engines, they can turn up like that. And when them engines speed up fast enough, the plane will lift off the ground. But I can just see David when he started crawling there, you know, going faster and faster. I can almost see him that the lion started getting distracted. So I ain't never seen nobody boil slay something like that. And I can almost see David lifting off the ground, But when he turned that sprocket loose, and hit the lion right in the forehead, and said he fell face first on the ground. The lion, he the one that got distracted. When he see David, when they hit it, he didn't know what he had got. It's like David went and cut his head out with his own sword. Today we talk about don't get distracted, just keep the faith. That's what David did. He kept that faith. When we talk about, in Luke chapter 8, he said it was a synagogue ruler named Jairus. They say his daughter was near death. And he had went to Jesus to tell Jesus, come heal my daughter. He knew that Jesus had power. Come heal my daughter, She's near death. And Jesus said, okay, I'll go with you for the heal your daughter. But they said during the meantime, there was a woman that had an issue of blood for 12 long years. That she had gone to the doctor, but instead of getting better, and she had spent all the money, but instead of getting better, she got worse. My God. But she told herself, if I could just ease up to Jesus and touch the hem of his garment, that I'll be made whole. And you know what? It was a big crowd there. But the woman, she worked her way through that crowd. She didn't get distracted. She didn't let people just continue to go in her way. Get in her way, that if somebody's on that side, she'll probably go around this side. And I can almost see her going down through somebody's leg or something. So I got to get to Jesus. I need an answer today, y'all. I need a cure today. I got to get to Jesus. But the woman, when she made it to Jesus, she touched him in his garment. And Jesus knew it immediately, so he felt the power when he left him. Said, who touched me? Who touched me? Somebody wasn't going to be distracted. Somebody wasn't going to let get that way today. Look here, if nothing need a blessing, you need to be saying, I ain't going to let nothing get in my way. I ain't going to get distracted. I'm going to keep on moving until I get to what I need. And it's going to be Jesus. Ain't there somebody? And they said when that woman got to it, Jesus said, who touched me? And Peter never said, who touched me? You said, all that big crowd of people pressing against you, talking about who touched me. He said, I felt it. I felt the power when it left. And the lady, she came forward and said, I touched you. Look here, we're talking about not being distracted, keeping the faith. The lady, she kept her faith. She didn't get distracted and she got her blessed. Amen, somebody. But they said during the meantime, later, confessed that it was me that touched you and got a blessing. They said that someone came from Jairus' house and said, don't bother with Master no more. Your daughter, she done passed. But Jesus told them, just keep the faith. Just believe. Just believe. Yeah. And Jesus went on down to the house with him. And then when Jesus made it down, what's all the commotion about it and all this, and the people they were wailing and all this stuff and moaning. What's all the commotion about? And they told him, she died. He said, she just sleep. And then they started laughing. The laughing them storm, like he don't know what he's talking about and everybody. Then Jesus had them all put out, James and John and Peter, and then he had the mother and the parents there, he went in with them and everything like this. And Jesus called for her, she rose from the dead. Amen, somebody? Only keep the faith. Just keep the faith. Don't be distracted. When the man came, when the servant came, said, don't bother no more. It's all over with. Don't bother no more. Jesus kind of said, don't get distracted. You're at the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time to get your blessing. Just keep your faith. That's what it's going to take, y'all. It's going to take some faith. We got to look at, what Jesus has all power. Amen. He had it when he was here, but then when he rose from the grave, he rose with all power in his hand. We got to keep our faith in him. Now in Mark chapter 4, they talk about when Jesus, he had been, teaching and everything, they got into a boat. They said when they got into that boat, they said that a big storm rose up on the water. Once that storm rose up on the water, Jesus, he was down at the bottom of the boat, sleeping on the cushion. And the disciples, they got so scared, they went out and they woke Jesus up. And they said, Jesus, don't you care that we're going to perish here? You know that, the storm was so bad that we were getting ready to leave here. But they woke Jesus up. And they said, Jesus, he got up and he spoke to the wind and the waves. Peace, be still. My God. And they said such a stillness came over that water, that they had never seen nothing like that before. They said, what manner of man is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him. We're talking about Jesus, y'all. Now get back to the text about Peter. Jesus had went up there in the mountainside and took some time to be with the Father. He had prayed. But he had already told the disciples, go out, go to the other side. They was in the boat. And they were a considerable way away from the land, And they said that Jesus, he went out to them. And he was walking on the lake. Walking now. On the lake. Yeah. Something that nobody had never seen before. I can imagine the disciples, getting scared. You out there in the middle of the lake and somebody walking on the lake. You ain't never seen that before. They thought they had seen the ghost, so they cried out, it's a ghost. But Jesus, he let them know, say, no, it's me. Don't be afraid or whatever. Not like Peter, he the bold one, he the one that, I remember when Jesus asked him to say, who do people say I am? Y'all know who it was who answered? It was Peter. He said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Peter, he's going to move and he's going to move fast. I like Peter's style. I said, I can't sit around all day long. I ain't no good in no way, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I ain't no good in no way. If it's something I'm going to do and I see a trial to do it right there, I'm going to do it now. And just like with Peter. Now, when he seen that Jesus said, yeah, it's me walking. He said, well, if it's you, Lord, tell me to come and let me come to you. He said, well, Peter, he said, come. And Peter got out the boat, he started walking on the water. Well, while he was walking on the water, he seen the wind, the waves, it scared him, and then he began to sink. It began to sink. Who said that? He got distracted. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. A lot of times, Jesus telling us to come. Instead of us coming, we can start coming, but then we'll lose sight about where we need to be going. We get distracted, and what's going to happen? Trouble. That you start saying. Y'all had some trouble. Like the song said, trouble in my life. Yeah, sometimes we're going to have some trouble. But what we got to do is learn to keep our eyes on Jesus. To stay focused. Not to get distracted about any and every little old thing that you're going to go through. There's going to be some distractions in your life. My God. There's going to be some things going to come up in your life. But you can't just, let every little thing stop you. Y'all know what I'm saying, when you're exercising or something, that you may have a problem with weight. It can be so many little things that come at you to keep you from exercising that day. A phone call sometimes, you're just getting ready to get on the treadmill. If somebody calls you, then you sit down. You sit down, okay, when you finally get back up, you're like, my back hurting a little bit. You start coming along and you start getting distracted. Instead of you doing what you should have did, you doing something else. Amen, somebody. Don't get distracted. That's what happened to me, y'all. He got distracted. Then he started looking at, the other circumstances that were going on in his life and forgot that he was with Jesus. Jesus, if Jesus said you to come, you ought to be coming along with it. Sometimes the job I have, even being a pastor, it's like it get kind of heavy and everything. But you know what makes it heavy? When I take my eyes off Jesus. Yeah. When I start looking at different circumstances, different situations, all this here kind of stuff, instead of looking at who the one told me to say, come on here with me. With us as Christian people, God is calling you. He's got some work for you to do. What y'all think I'm telling all of me and say that on the third Sunday? I want every man to walk in here. I want you there. God has given me some revelation. He has some things for us to do. He don't want us to be the tail. He wants us to be the head. He wants us moving on forward, y'all. Yeah. This is what God is saying, in His Word today, Don't get distracted. Hallelujah. I got some things I want you to do, and I want you to do them to the best of your ability. If you keep your faith in me, you'll be able to work some things out. Amen, somebody? Look here. I think about Hebrews chapter 12. It talks about being surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses that we ought to throw off all the sin and all the different weight that so easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race that is marked out for us, keeping our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Yeah. Amen, somebody. There's going to be some things you can't do by yourself. Yeah. You can't work it out on your own. You're going to have to keep your eyes on Jesus. Because if you don't, you're going to get distracted, you're going to lose focus, and you ain't going to be able to do it. Got to keep your eyes on Jesus. Yes. If He said come, let's go. Yes. If He said stay, stay. Yes. Not like me, come on. When the Spirit say move, move. Yeah. Amen, somebody? Amen. Don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. I gave you some examples the Lord had showed me about, different people. It was distractions there. But they did what they needed to do to get their blessing. Just like with David. He fought the lion, he beat him, he conquered him, he cut his head off. That's because God was with him, y'all. And he never doubted for a second. He knew what he could do with the help of the good Lord. He had already set out to kill the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine gonna be just like one of them. So he up there talking to Lord, but I said, I got something for him now. Amen, somebody? You got to know that you know that you know. When people come up against you on that job and all this kind of stuff, let them talk. You know that God is with you. He be with you all the time. He with you now. Yeah. When God said, I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you, you got to know that God means what He said. And God, He is not man that He can lie. Yeah. He going to do just like He said He going to do. And I tell you another thing, what I like. When I look at it, when God said, I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you, that is not the problem. The problem is that we leaving and forsaking Him. We ain't doing what we're supposed to do. We ain't keeping the faith. We looking at these distractions and worrying about other people and all the job. Forget that job. Look here, keep your eyes on Jesus. Your word for today is don't get distracted. Just keep the faith. That's your word for today. Don't come up to God. Keep it. Do not get rid of it. Do not let nobody get you sidetracked. Do not let nobody tell you to start down. When the devil told Jesus out there in the wilderness, He said, if you're the Son of God, why don't you command those stones to be made bread? Jesus told him, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from the mouth of God. Amen? And when He was going up to that cross, He said, not my will, but thy will be done. Yeah. Stay in focus, y'all. Yeah. Not get distracted. God, He wants us focused. He wants us paying attention to His word. He wants us coming to Sunday school. He wants us every time we go over His word. It's bringing us close together, bringing us close to Him. He wants us to know the truth. He is the truth. And He said, when you know the truth will set you free. And what the Son sets free is free indeed. Thank God for the freedom that He has given us through His Son, Jesus Christ. Go to the church, y'all, but here's the one today.